All right. In our previous talk, I shared with you just an insight of what we do with some of our partners. Now I'm going to just take you a little bit deeper and let's kind of just take a quick look at the APEST polarities. And remember, this is an organic system. What does that mean? Organic systems comes from the idea from Hirsch, which is we have a system, right, with APEST polarities, this formula that keeps us grounded. But this formula is the grounding, it's the system that we need so that we can be organic as we partner with teams, whether it's globally, North America, the West, Africa. The APEST polarities formulas allows us to be have a system, but yet be organic. So let's just take a look at how this works. So basically, when we work with our partners, they get access to our backend. And when we work with teams, unique teams within mission. So let's just say you have an organization who has a part of their mission and they are working in, let's just say they're working in suburbia, right? They're trying to create movement in suburbia land. And they have a whole dynamic team of apostles, prophets, evangelists, and they're experiencing this tension that you have when you bring these gifts together. Well, what we do here is we map out these polarities. We bring in the key leaders where we're having these tensions, and we implement where we have the teacher, whoever that teacher is, and we implement where we have the evangelist, wherever the evangelist is. And when we put that in, this framework gives us their basic core DNA of Christ gives to his church, where that polarity will be. And from there, we now add the organic context, and we're able to strengthen these teams, strengthen these individuals to have a new unified generative mission wherever there is that tension or wherever there is that lack of momentum. And so we put a quick note. Teacher is knowledge through study and application, and of course, pointing out details, of course. Evangelist is outreach through relational connection and proclamation. So when we explore the polarities, and again, when we're working with our partners who are aligned with us, this is some of the second resources, the second tools that are access for them. We go into that and we have what the thing is. And so whenever we know we have a teacher and evangelist gift coming together, the core DNA of what this dynamic, at the end of the day, whatever the tension is, we know we can help that team because they both want liberation through connection and truth. Isn't that beautiful? Whenever we have an evangelist and a teacher coming together in any dynamic, in any continent, in any country, we know their thing that they both desire unified, their thing is liberation. The teacher doesn't want people to be held by false or wrong teaching. The teacher wants people to have all the knowledge and everything they have so they can be free to see everything and make the right choice. Whereas the evangelists, they want liberation through. They want people to be liberated from anything that would hinder them from the access of connecting to the truth of God. So already when we're partnering with teams, this is an easy resource that we use in our coaching to bring them together. And of course, this is literally the whole APEST Polarity Explorer. We made this look and appear so simple, but as you go down and as you see the depth of the tools that we've created, this is not intense, but it is a whole entire learning platform that we use for our partners, and we go deeper into it. But I just wanted to give you guys a glimpse. There's so much more that this contains. We have the teacher method, evangelist method, polarity integration. This is one of my favorite parts here. We have the understanding the shadow side. So each gift, each APEST gift, we talk about their shadow side. So we talk about the teacher. And these are like the alarm signals that we have in our training when we work with folks. So let's take a look at the teachers understanding the shadow side. So the misleading guide, and we go through all the warnings that you have to have as a teacher where they go off path. One of the things that I love is the misleading guide. What is that? The prompt says an elevator with wrong floor numbers, right? But the idea with that, when a teacher weaponizes their gift, pretty much the teacher, like a bellhop at a hotel, they use the truth to get people onto an elevator, right? They use the truth, follow me, to get people onto an elevator. However, they let them off on the wrong floor of the elevator. So they use the truth when a teacher is weaponizing their gift. They use the truth to get people onto the elevator, but they get them off on the wrong floor, on a floor that has a major construction happening on the floor. There's nails everywhere, saws everywhere. It's a hazardous floor. And that's one of the things we see when teachers weaponize their gift. There's 5 ways teachers weaponize their gifts. This is just one of them. And we give some warning signs and a path to recovery. But yeah, teachers will use a little bit of truth to get you on that elevator, but then you're going to get off the wrong floor. It's going to lead you into error. So we have that as a caution. Let's take a look at the evangelists. How do they weaponize their gifts? Again, one of about 5 ways. The harmful critic. Restaurant clothes signed with negative reviews. What does that mean? Well, one of the 5 ways that evangelist weaponizes their gift is when an evangelist is hurt, feels abandoned, feels neglected, they will let everybody know. So that same gift that they use to proclaim good news, when they get offended, hurt, abused, whatever it is, like a restaurant critic, they will write a review on that restaurant to let everybody know, do not go to that restaurant. Why? Because they had a bad experience, and because their evangelist is so much about connection. They want everybody else not to connect with that restaurant and have a bad experience. So when an evangelist weaponizes their gift, if there's a bad situation, they will tell everybody about that situation. Now, somebody might be thinking, well, that's not weaponization. That's just letting everybody know to be careful, be cautious. Well, yes, that is true. And what is also true is that there are proper channels depending on the level of if you want to call it wrongness that somebody might experience. How much should something go public? How much should something be shared within a local church community? So the weaponization is not the going public. The weaponization is that there are certain situations and there are certain circumstances where sharing the wound, sharing the hurt is very protective, does save other people. But there's other contexts where sharing things publicly does not. What is one of those contexts? Let's say an evangelist gets hurt within a community and they tell it to the leaders. The leader repents, the leader changes, the gifted evangelist accepts it, and they move on. And the person over the years who made that offense demonstrates changed behavior. And where it becomes weaponized is when the evangelist still makes that review publicly after they've addressed their brother one-on-one. And that's what we call weaponization. At any rate, there's 5 ways each gift weaponizes, at least 5, 3 to 5. And so as you click these buttons down here, our partners, we go deeper into ways that they can grow. So a whole learning pathway. This is a back end of this that allows people to just go through little modules of training that they can use to grow. So again, this is the APEST Polarities Explorer, and we can pretty much put anyone together, the prophet, and let's just say let's do a different. Let's say the prophet and the apostle, right? What happens when these folks get together, right? Wisdom through discernment and growth through vision building and sustainability. This is pretty good. You're going to have an authentic kingdom movement when those two get together. And of course, we also train on these modules to help them, and we apply real world context per team. This just allows us to tee up the training. So thanks for watching this, and look forward to partnering with you guys.